Hello, listeners. My name is Joshua. I have a lot of information to give out very quickly, but hopefully at this point the crew of Star Trek continues, as well as a few other personalities, can verify what I am saying. At this point, I'm going to be talking about Vic and a couple of other subjects. This is a very emotional time, but I want to let you know that I have no knowledge about any of the allegations personally. I am, however, part of a focused investigation as a subject matter expert, and that in 2016, and this can be confirmed, all information by any of the people at Star Trek Continues, that I have been responsible for the investigation of that production, as well as more than likely other aspects of what that would find. Now, everybody, I would like to let you know that this is a very critical time for everyone right now. A lot of emotions need to be safeguarded, and I can't answer your questions individually at this point because I am just a subject matter expert. I'm no longer guiding any aspect of the investigation, so I'm here for sort of like what you would call damage control. And the damage control is pretty severe because we got a lot of kids out there. We got a lot of people that are angry. We got a lot of people who are very sad. So I'm going to try to do my best, but please understand that this is a very delicate time for many people. Everybody's rights in the matter need to be respected, as well as the emotional state of everybody who is feeling hurt at this point. Now, I can tell you that the person that is the main focus of this subject is currently resting, and I understand from the information that I have that he is doing well, and that at this time we can understand that it's probably cool that here on the other side that everybody can now be cool. And there's a few things I need to tell you, though, very quick, that you have to do in case you're feeling really bad about something involving this person or the group that he was with. Very first thing is there's avenues of reporting that are very important to be able to assist others to be able to solve the problem that are very, very complex. And if you need to tell a story to anyone that you feel needs to be told about any sort of violent activities, emotional abuse, or other harmful effects on your person, please contact law enforcement. But as for best solution, law enforcement, counselor, parents, and others would be also acceptable. Use your better judgment, of course, or ask your parents if for their guidance in the matter. The very next is for those of you who experience communication disruptions. Now, this I'm going to be bringing up here in a second. Communication disruptions are very bad at this time, and they've been very bad from the very beginning. And so for anybody who have, for some reason, experienced over the last few years, anytime you were asking a question to the organization or personalities, and you were being shut down on social media mysteriously. If that has occurred to you, please report it to the FBI through their contact information on the internet. They have a file open for that information to be sent directly to them so they can understand a little bit better about these mysterious communication outages. Now, this is something that has been going on for a very long time. We're in 2019 now. This started in September 2016 from my end. And to tell you why the communication knockouts are very bad and why anger and fighting are terrible is a little bit of a tragic story, but kind of funny at the same time. You see, I have a lot of hobbies, and I've had a lot of skill sets. And sometimes when I'm just perfectly relaxing and just chilling out between defense contracting jobs, well, I'm just going to skip to the very end of this part, is that CBS triggered me as an American superweapon, and I sent the United States of America after a fan film. Because when my social media site went out, I don't mean to alarm anybody, the United States declares war on people who take out my social media sites. And so war was declared on Star Trek Continues. And they have had a lot of problems since, but I've helped them, guide them through every step of the way. I'm the mysterious voice that has been the bane of their existence and the person saving them from a lot of terrible problems, which you will find out about much later involving CBS. So, okay, now we understand that the entire thing with the fan films and why Star Trek Continues was shut down had to do with an investigation that I was part of. And so you can understand that the people, all of Vic's friends, find me the monster of their stinking existence because I messed up their lives, because I'm an American superweapon who was sent in at them, and they had no chance. It scared them. It messed their lives up. It upset them. It upset their families. It upset their friends. And there was nothing really that I cared about that, because what does a weapon do? Be a weapon, right? Mean and booming and tearing up people, and that's exactly what I did to Vic. I broke Vic in the first minute that I spoke to him, and I was wondering what the heck was going on, because you don't break China in the first minute on a warm-up, you know? So I have a different understanding of Vic entirely, because the entire time I've ever communicated with him, I have been his investigator. And I have never personally met him or any of the Star Trek Continues team, except for guest star Colin Baker, who I was on stage with at 2015 at Anglicon. So as you guys now understand, not only am I the investigator of Star Trek Continues and Vic, part of the investigation of all of what's going on, a person who's trying to do the mop-up and make everybody feel better, but I'm also a fan version of the Master from Doctor who happens to be wrapped up very directly as a subject matter expert of old Jimmy Kirk from Star Trek Continues. Yeah, I knew this was going to get a little strange the moment I threw Donald Trump at CBS and then activated the Anarchist Collective to protect people. And by the way, Cardassian Taylor, okay, don't ask too many questions. We have a lot of stuff to cover today. Now, folks, a lot of emotions, a lot of crazy stuff going on, but try not to fight. Now, supporters, look, I know you guys are really, hey, we want Vic to be back at this convention. Right now, that is the worst thing in the world to do. Please remember, Vic is recovering. He's trying to get better. His family needs their emotional support. And you going around, joking around with the Pensacola people, that's not cool. You know why that's not cool? It's because what you are doing is you're waging war in Vic's name. While the man's trying to get better with his family and other people are going through some very painful things. So why don't you go ahead and try to be a little nicer to people while all of this stuff is going on, if possible. And for those of you who are responsible adults in the room, please encourage that sort of behavior, if possible, all throughout geekdom during this time, because we do not need to be confusing anybody who might be wanting to look into all of this information and make sure everything is accurate. You don't want to throw anything off. You don't want to make anything that would violate a person's civil rights. We must be very cool during this time. So thank you very much. For any questions, I will be back here a little bit later, and I want to say thank you very much to the team of Star Trek Continues for their understanding, and I want to thank Richard Hatch for actually making this a much better situation before he passed away. I'm not sure how he did that, but he was Apollo, so that's how it happens. And also to the other Star Trek fan film crews, I want to let you know we're going to need your support too during this time, because it's going to be kind of a really crazy thing. And again, I may have accidentally given Donald Trump all of Hollywood. So if you could just sort of maybe help out a little bit for the happy cheer at this point for the subject called Star Trek, because I'm not going to mention it. Some joker just accidentally killed it. So, okay, guys, I hope you have a good time as best you can. Be good to each other out there, and I will come back here with some updates, and everything will be all right. All right, take care. Bye.